they said it was just a nursery rhyme. At first glance, it looks innocent enough. A cat with a fiddle. A cow jumping over the moon. A laughing dog. Hey diddle diddle, just silly words strung together for children, right? But look closer. Count the theories. Notice the patterns. Pay attention to what nobody wants you to see. Because this nursery rhyme, it's not what you think it is. Let's rewind a bit to 16th century England. The words seem simple. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport. And the dish ran away with the spoon. Children have chanted these lines for centuries. Maybe you did too. It sounds like nonsense. Random animals doing impossible things. But wait. This rhyme dates back at least to the 16th century. Some scholars claim references exist in medieval manuscripts from over 1,000 years ago. Medieval illuminated manuscripts frequently show cats playing fiddles. The phrase, over the moon, meaning joyful elation, comes directly from this rhyme. So here's the question nobody asks. Why would people preserve nonsense for a millennium? Let me show you something. Picture a farmer in medieval England. Can't read. Can't write. No calendar on his wall. But he needs to know exactly when to plant his crops. Too early. Frost kills everything. Too late. The harvest fails. His family starves. Now here's where it gets interesting. What if this rhyme is a star chart? Look at the characters. The cat equals Leo, the lion constellation. The fiddle equals Lyra, shaped like a lyre/fiddle. The cow equals Taurus, the bull. The little dog equals Canis Minor. The dish equals Crater, Apollo's bowl. The spoon equals Ursa Major, the Big Dipper. Once a year, all these constellations appear near the moon at the exact same time. That's when you plant. In an era where books were rare and literacy was a privilege, knowledge had to be memorized. Catherine denied it. Under oath. In court. Cross-examined about her sex life in humiliating detail. She could have surrendered. Accepted a quiet retirement. Faded into obscurity. But she refused. For 23 years, she'd been Queen of England. Mother to Princess Mary. Wife to the king. In 1533, the marriage was annulled. She was stripped of her title. Exiled from court. Forbidden from seeing her daughter Mary ever again. Until her death, Catherine. This game eventually evolved into cricket, rounders, and baseball. Hey diddle diddle might just be instructions for a pub game. Diddle equals passing time aimlessly, playing games. The fiddle equals the stick used in the game. The cow jumped over the moon equals players leaping over the circular bases. The little dog laughed to see such sport equals spectators enjoying the game, or a reminder about good sportsmanship. The dish ran away with the spoon equals the innkeeper clearing plates because players were too engrossed in the game to eat. Fiddles were commonly played at taverns during games and merriment. It's a drinking song about a pub game. Simple. Mundane. Believable. But we're not done yet. Because there's another royal theory. Fast forward to Queen Elizabeth I's court. Elizabeth had a nickname, the cat, because she liked to toy with her ministers. The little dog might refer to Robert Dudley, Earl of Leicester, Elizabeth's favorite, whom she called her little lap dog. The dish and the spoon could reference two different court positions. The courtier who carried ceremonial dishes at state dinners, nicknamed the dish. The lady-in-waiting who tasted the queen's food for poison, the spoon. Some speculate these two had a secret love affair. But here's the real scandal. In Elizabeth's court, there was a woman named Lady Catherine Grey. She secretly married Edward Seymour, Earl of Hertford, without the Queen's permission. Marrying without royal consent was treason. Why? Because Catherine had royal blood. Her marriage threatened the line of succession. When Elizabeth went on a hunting trip, Catherine faked a toothache and snuck away to marry Edward in a candlelit ceremony. They spent one night together. Then Edward was ordered overseas by the Secretary of State, at the Queen's subtle command. Months later, Catherine realized she was pregnant. She confessed everything. Elizabeth's fury was apocalyptic. Both Catherine and Edward were arrested and imprisoned in the Tower of London. Catherine gave birth to a son in prison, Edward, born September 21, 1561. Here's where it gets heartbreaking. The guards in the tower, moved by the couple's love, defied the Queen's orders and let them meet in secret. 2 years later, Catherine gave birth to a second son. When Elizabeth found out, she separated them permanently. Fined Edward £15,000, equivalent to £3.5 million today. Ensured they would never see each other again. Catherine died in prison in 1567, aged 27. She died of a broken heart. Could "the dish ran away with the spoon" refer to this forbidden love? Catherine and Edward stealing moments together despite the Queen's wrath. The dish and the spoon defying royal authority. It fits too well. Here's the problem. None of these theories have hard proof. The earliest printed reference appears in a 1569 play by Thomas Preston. They be at hand, sir, with stick and fiddle, they can play a new dance called Hey Diddle Diddle. Another possible reference from 1597, in Alexander Montgomery's poetry. But since you think it an easy thing to mount above the moon, of your own fiddle take a spring. Both suggest a dance. Maybe the rhyme started as music for dancing. The other verses added later to fit the tune. Or maybe it's all coincidence. One last possibility. It's just an inventory. A poor household's essentials. A cat to catch vermin. A dog for protection. A cow for milk. A dish and spoon for eating. A fiddle for entertainment. Simple. Practical. Boring. So what's the real answer? Nobody knows. We have a star chart theory, recent, and proven, brilliant. A Catherine of Aragon theory, compelling, symbolic, unverified. A pub game theory, practical, documented, likely. An Elizabeth I court scandal theory, romantic, tragic, possible. A household inventory theory, mundane, sensible, disappointing. 5 explanations. 0 proof. Here's what we know for certain. This rhyme has survived at least 500 years, possibly 1,000. People don't preserve nonsense for a millennium unless it means something. But maybe the meaning changed over time. Maybe it started as a star chart. Then became a pub game. Then got layered with royal scandal. Then simplified into a children's song. Each generation adding their own story. Here's the uncomfortable truth. We want it to mean something. We need our stories to have depth. Our songs to carry secrets. Our rhymes to hide rebellion. Because the alternative that it's just random words strung together is unbearable. So we construct elaborate theories. We find patterns in coincidences. We turn tavern games into political statements. We transform simple verses into acts of resistance. And maybe that's the real magic. Not that the rhyme contains a hidden code. But that we keep searching for one. Hey diddle diddle. The cat and the fiddle. 500 years later, we're still trying to figure out what it means. And maybe that's exactly the point. The mystery isn't a bug. It's the feature. Because as long as we're still asking questions, the rhyme stays alive.